Ever laid next to someone, skin to skin, heartbeat against heartbeat, and still felt like a stranger? We don't talk about this enough. We don't ask, not out loud. But somewhere in your gut, maybe in the dead silence of 2 a.m., the question hits you. Is this all intimacy is? Just bodies? Or is there something deeper, something sacred I'm missing? Yeah, you've felt it. So today, we're not talking about contortionist moves or magazine-approved positions. We're talking about stoic positions, ways of being with someone that unlock emotional gravity, the kind that lingers, that echoes, that changes you. Let's get into it. Position number 1, the eyes first embrace. You ever hold someone with your eyes? No, I'm not being poetic. I mean actually holding them emotionally before anything physical even happens. This is the first stoic position. And yeah, it sounds soft, but you'd be surprised how many women crave this and never say it out loud. Here's how it goes. You sit across from her, no distractions, no background noise, and you let yourself see her. Not judge, not plan your next move. Just observe. Her breath, her fingers twitching, the way she bites her lip when she's nervous. And then something shifts. Your presence becomes a signal. You're saying, I'm here, fully, not rushing, not escaping. That's rare. Most men can't handle this. The silence makes them twitch. They reach for their phone or a joke, or, God forbid, a fake compliment to break the tension. But Stoicism teaches us to stay, to hold our ground emotionally. This position, this I-first embrace, builds pressure, not in a manipulative way, but in the same way slow burn scenes in Coen Brothers films make you lean forward, heart beating, because you know something's about to happen. It's not lust, it's suspense, mystery, magnetism. And let me be real with you, it's scary. Vulnerability always is. I remember trying this with a woman I deeply respected. I looked at her and said nothing, just stayed present. She laughed nervously at first. Why are you staring at me like that? But then she got quiet. Her breath slowed. She leaned closer, and we hadn't even touched. She told me later that moment made her feel more seen than any compliment ever had. That's power. You don't need words, you need gravity, and gravity comes from stillness. Ready for position number 2? It's one where you don't initiate touch at all. You wait and let her come to you. Sounds risky. Yeah, it is. But that's where the magic is. Position number 2, the still center. This one's harder than it sounds. Picture this. You're lying beside her. She's curled into your side. You're tempted to run your fingers down her back to do something, but instead, you stay still. You become the mountain, steady, grounded. This is where Stoicism truly shines, because it's about being the calm in her storm, not trying to fix, not trying to lead, just being. You've probably been taught that to be masculine is to lead the dance, but what if just once you chose not to lead and let her feel you as unshakable? That stillness becomes an invitation. She feels safe, not just physically, but energetically. And slowly, you'll notice her movements change. She'll draw closer, she'll initiate the touch, because she can sense it, that you're not looking to consume her, you're inviting her to meet you where you are. When I first practiced this, it was torture. I wanted to move, to guide, to control, but instead, I just breathed, listened, felt the weight of her breath rise and fall, and that's when it happened. She whispered, "Why does this feel so different?" I didn't answer. I just stayed there, because that's the whole point. Most men are noise. You, if you master this, become silence, the kind she leans into, the kind that lingers when she's alone and thinking about you hours later. Stillness isn't boring, it's magnetic. And this position teaches her, you don't chase, you attract. In position number 3, we go deeper, into the one position that reveals how she truly feels about you, without her saying a word. You ready? Position number 3, the mirror touch. This one's subtle. You sit behind her, legs around her, both of you facing the same direction. Maybe on the couch, maybe on the floor, your chest against her back, hands on her waist. Simple, secure. Now here's the trick. You match her breath. Not dramatically, just quietly, subtly. This is the Stoic version of a symphony. You're syncing without speaking, and here's where it gets wild. You'll start to notice her shifting toward you, even if she doesn't realize she's doing it. Her head leans back, her body softens. You become her anchor. But more importantly, you're learning her rhythm. The mirror touch is about humility. You don't lead, you adapt. You become fluid, which is strangely the most masculine thing you can do in intimacy, because it's not about domination, it's about attunement. This position shows her, you're not afraid to adjust. You're not just there to be pleased. You're there to witness. And here's the secret. The way she responds tells you everything about where you stand in her heart. If she stiffens, pulls away, keeps her breath separate, that's a sign. If she melts, deepens, surrenders, she trusts you, even if she hasn't said it yet. I once sat like this with someone I loved deeply, right before we broke up. And I knew, before the words ever came, that it was over. Because her breath stayed distant, she couldn't sink. She couldn't feel safe in my presence anymore. Hard, yeah, but honest. That's what these Stoic positions do. They strip away the illusions. They show you what's real, and that's what you want, right? Position number 4, the shoulder sanctuary. Let me ask you something weird. When's the last time a woman cried on your shoulder and you didn't try to fix it? No pep talk, no you're gonna be okay. Just silence, stillness. Maybe your hand barely moved on her back. Maybe not even that. This one's called the shoulder sanctuary. It sounds simple, but don't be fooled. It's actually one of the deepest Stoic intimacy positions there is, because it flips the whole script. You're not offering solutions, you're offering space. And not just physical space, emotional permission. You're becoming a fortress where she's allowed to collapse, ugly cry, say irrational things, get angry, or mourn something she doesn't even understand herself. And instead of pulling away or turning it into a teaching moment, you hold, gently, without flinching. I remember once sitting in a parked car with someone I loved. She broke down, no reason, or at least none she could name. I reached to grab a tissue from the glove compartment and then stopped. And I just sat there, silent, present, my hand on her knee, my eyes on the horizon. It felt like forever. But something happened in that silence. Her crying slowed, her breath softened, and then she whispered, "I've never felt this safe before." That's the thing. Safety doesn't come from words. It comes from your nervous system, from your ability to remain calm while she's a storm. The Stoics practiced this. They didn't run from emotion. They absorbed it like trees in a hurricane, rooted, not reactive. This position isn't about the shoulder, really. It's about what the shoulder represents. It's saying, "I'm not afraid of your darkness." And let me tell you, when a woman sees you can sit with her chaos without trying to tame it, she bonds to you in a way that no charm, no game, no trick could ever replicate. Because you've become a sanctuary, a sacred space. Position number 5, the absence that stays. Okay, I need you to pay attention now, Because this position isn't physical, it's spiritual. The absence that stays is when she's not with you, maybe for a day, maybe longer, but she feels you anyway. Your presence, your energy, your steadiness, it lingers. And no, it's not some Jedi mind trick or manipulation. It's the result of how you carry yourself when you're with her, how deeply you listen, how fully you see her, how calm you remain when things get messy. If you've done that right, your absence becomes loud, not haunting, hallowed. There was this girl. We only dated a few months. Nothing dramatic, no huge declarations. But I showed up when I was there. I looked her in the eyes when she spoke. I remembered the way she liked her tea. I held silence with her when she was grieving a loss she couldn't name. When we stopped seeing each other, she messaged me 2 months later with just one sentence. "Why does it still feel like you're in the room?" That's the absence that stays. You become unforgettable, not because of anything flashy, but because your presence was real. That's Stoicism in its highest form. It's not cold, it's not distant, it's the quiet kind of power that stays in someone's bones, that shows her you're not trying to own her, fix her, or impress her. You're just you, calm, clear, grounded. Most men are noise, your signal. And here's the truth nobody tells you. Real intimacy isn't about being around 24/7. It's about what lingers when you leave. It's about how you walk away and still leave part of your soul gently folded on her pillow. So when she thinks of you, it's not with anxiety, it's with reverence. That's not a trick. That's character. And once you've mastered that, everything changes. If you made it this far, I know something about you. You're not interested in surface-level stuff. You want depth, weight, stillness with meaning. So here's what I suggest. Try just one of these Stoic intimacy positions tonight. No rush, no performance, just presence. And if something shifts, if she breathes differently, looks at you longer, or says something small that feels big, you'll know. That's when it starts. If you're the one who doesn't just want her body, but her soul, type stillness. No noise, no games, just presence. That one word means you're different. And the world needs more men like you. Subscribe if you feel it. Not because you should, but because you know. Stay grounded, stay rare, stay stoic.